Good evening, I'm reporting live for this special industry edition. Tonight we analyze the most radical professional transformation of the last decade. We all remember the viral 2018 footage, a trembling 13-year-old schoolgirl standing on the America's Got Talent stage, seemingly paralyzed by the spotlight. But the moment the music surged, she exploded into a visceral, unexpected reincarnation of rock and roll energy. Now, as we move through May 2026, that shy girl has been completely replaced by the most discussed independent rock sovereign of our time. Tonight's investigative report will uncover how she successfully navigated a ruthless industry labyrinth, sidestepped the predatory traps of corporate contracts, and built a multi-million-dollar musical empire entirely on her own terms. It is a story of survival in a business designed to break the weak. But behind the roar of her stadium performances lies a calculated silent strategy that nearly cost her everything before her 2026 resurgence. The corporate exodus and system reboot. The narrative of Courtney Hadwin in 2026 is a masterclass in professional sovereignty. Our investigation begins with a period now known in music circles as the Great Corporate Divorce of 2024. For years, fans were left in the dark, wondering why a generational talent who once commanded billions of views seemed to be parked or shelved by her former management. Our findings reveal a high-stakes legal struggle that occurred behind closed doors. Courtney was locked in grueling negotiations to extract herself from a standard multi-album contract that attempted to sanitize her rock DNA into a generic TikTok-friendly pop product. She reportedly refused to be a pawn in a marketing machine that prioritized viral trends over artistic longevity. Courtney took a massive financial gamble by severing ties with the major label system, a move many industry insiders at the time labeled as professional suicide. However, for Hadwin, this was the only way to save her integrity from fatting out in a sea of manufactured stars. She chose to completely delete the child star persona and reboot her entire operation as a private entity. This move required her to vanish from the public eye for nearly 18 months, sparking intense rumors of a breakdown or failure. In reality, she was quietly drafting a blueprint to reclaim the rights to her master recordings that had been held hostage by corporate interests. By the time she re-emerged in early 2025, she wasn't just a singer, she was a business owner who had successfully recoded her own career. This bold move proved she would rather walk away from a guaranteed check than allow her voice to be traded like a common commodity. The vocal warrior and monastic rituals. As we move into 2026, Courtney's physical and vocal evolution has become a primary case study for medical experts and vocal coaches alike. Her signature raspy, high-intensity delivery, often compared to legends like Janis Joplin, has long been viewed as a high-wire act for her vocal cords. To sustain this warrior mode performance style, our exclusive report reveals that Courtney has adopted an almost monastic lifestyle. She implements a strict vocal silence protocol that is unprecedented for a star of her age. For 48 to 72 hours before every stadium performance on her 2026 tour, she reportedly does not utter a single spoken word. She communicates exclusively through digital devices or sign language to ensure her vocal cords do not suffer permanent damage from overexertion. This extreme discipline extends to a rigorous physical regimen and a highly specialized diet designed to maximize her lung capacity and diaphragm strength without stressing her throat. The social media speculation regarding sudden health issues that circulated in late 2025 turned out to be a misunderstanding of her intense dedication. She recognizes that she carries a burden of vocal quality usually reserved for rock veterans with 4 decades of experience, and she treats her instrument with a level of protection bordering on the religious. She has effectively weaponized her physical health to ensure her scream remains as powerful today as it was 8 years ago. This military-grade discipline is the secret reason she can still dominate a 3-hour set without her voice ever reaching a breaking point. The ghost marketing revolution. In the business world, Courtney Hadwin's 2026 strategy is an anomaly that has baffled digital marketing experts across the globe. While most Gen Z artists are forced to chase algorithms and overshare every intimate detail of their lives for the sake of engagement, Courtney has done the exact opposite. She has become a ghost. She almost never grants traditional press interviews, is famously absent from high-profile Hollywood red carpets, and has restricted paparazzi access to her life with security protocols usually reserved for heads of state. This scarcity strategy has turned out to be her most lethal marketing tool. By cutting off the constant flow of information, she has created an insatiable curiosity within her fanbase. Every brief, cryptic post on her private server immediately becomes a global news event, because it is the only way her millions of followers can catch a glimpse of her world. She has pioneered a shadow economy, where tickets for her independent tour sell out in minutes without a single dollar spent on traditional television or billboard advertising. She has successfully hacked the modern fame machine by realizing that in an era of total transparency, the person who hides holds all the power. She is the only artist of her generation who cannot be bought or influenced by corporate ad spend, making her a revealed leader in the movement for artistic privacy. She proved that if you want the world to pay attention, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is refuse to be seen. The independent empire and global power play. The success of her current 2026 World Tour, the Independent Icon Tour, marks a definitive shift in the music industry's power dynamic. This tour is not just a series of musical performances, it is a declaration of war against the traditional label dominance. Every logistical detail, from the complex stage architecture to the global merchandise distribution, is managed by her own private firm, Hadwin Enterprises. Sources suggest that Courtney invested nearly her entire liquid net worth to fund this operation herself, bypassing the predatory corporate sponsors who usually demand control over an artist's setlist or image. The result is the most honest, raw, and high-retention rock experience witnessed in this decade. Critics have hailed the show as the final verdict on the death of manufactured pop, as Courtney's revenue from merchandise and physical media alone has reportedly surpassed the digital streaming numbers of her major label peers. She has created a new blueprint for the modern survivor, showing that with the right combination of talent and financial bravery, an artist can truly be the master of their own destiny. She is no longer a former contestant from a television show. She is a high-level executive running a multi-million-dollar empire that answers to no one. This tour serves as living proof that the girl who once trembled in the wings is now the giant that the entire industry is terrified to cross. The future verdict and the ENCRYPTED collaboration. As we close our investigation into the 2026 biography of Courtney Hadwin, the focus turns toward her next move. The latest industry leaks we are tracking suggest a massive, secret alliance between Courtney and several legendary rock icons who have long been retired from the public eye. Rumors suggest she's currently recording an encrypted collaborative project that will utilize cutting-edge audio technology to blend her vintage blues rock vocals with futuristic soundscapes. Even as she maintains her fierce distance from the media, her influence is expanding into the realms of fashion and activism, where she reportedly funds programs to protect young creators from the same industry trauma she had to overcome. Her primary challenge in the coming months will be balancing the ironclad privacy she has built with the increasing demand for her to lead a new global rock movement. However, looking at her track record, it is clear that Courtney Hadwin will never return to the box the industry once built for her. She has surpassed every expectation, shattered every record, and most importantly, she has survived a system that often swallows its young stars whole. Courtney is a survivor, a mogul, and in 2026 she stands as the ultimate definition of rock and roll integrity. The question is no longer where did she go, but rather, who can possibly stop her now that she has finally taken control of the world?